Bro, look, hold on. I'm gonna get up on my chair. Oh, shit. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Hello! Happy Halloween! I don't know why I did that, but yeah, happy Halloween! I'm dressed up as Maka today, so explains the tea. I'm not an Aries, but it's my mom's cup. I'm actually a Pisces. Don't ask why I have 2 cups in my room. There's a lot more. There's a lot more than that. But yeah, look. Hey. See this? Bro. Look, hold on. I'm gonna get up on my chair. Oh shit. Yeah. Like see? Do you see it? Like the bro. You see the plaid? You see the plaid? It's like I wanted to do like accents and then give the whole she had the whole whatever this thing kinda is and like the whole yeah. Yeah, that's and the hair. The hair. I don't know how that looks from behind. So yeah, that's just yeah. That's the costume. That's the costume for this year. I guess we can just yeah, I don't know. This Halloween, these past Halloweens have been really lame, I guess. Not really. My senior year Halloween. Last year I worked at a haunted house, actually. I would not do that again. For reasons that I won't tell, no. I met some really cool people, but would I work at a haunted house ever again? No. Never in a million years. That, the year after that, I went to my first haunted house the year before I worked at one, and it was the same haunted house. That was fun, you know. I was with some people that I considered my friends back then. You know, some of them still are my friends, but a lot of them are not. Actually, no. Yeah, well, yeah, kind of. I don't know. But yeah, this Halloween felt. Oh, if you want to know what tea this is raspberry mango peach. I think it spilled. It definitely spilled. I was trying to show you how it fucking looked. Fuck. Dude, why is the thing... I'm so scatterbrained. So much has been happening in my life lately. It's just like I can't get a grip. I can't catch a break. That's better. I can't catch a break. But yeah, mango. A lot of that in there. 25% of this is natural. The rest of that, artificial sweeteners, shit, syrup. Like, I have a really bad sweet tooth. You know, it's actually getting hot. it's getting hot wearing that shit. How did I want to approach this? I guess I'll just hone in on that feeling of change, sort of, because I did a poll for what the video idea I should do next. It was resounding that I should do friendships and meeting cool people and meeting them too late, it seems like. The best analogy that I can put into terms for that, or the best analogy I can use for that, is, you know, in high school, senior year, I hear this across so many people. Senior year is like everyone, you know, didn't really talk to each other all the other years. But the reality of the fact that you'll never see these people, and you deep down, you do really kind of care for them, even though it's an unconscious sort of care. You do, you know, you went to school with these people for majority of your life, and you're gonna feel some type of way that you don't see these people, you know, either whether you admit it or not. It's a huge change to kind of shift from that. And I think it really sets in like in an unconscious ways, we start to build these fleeting friendships, it seems like, almost. And yeah, that's kind of like the main overarching theme that I kind of wanted to go for. I kind of just want to talk and see where this video takes me, because I had a lot of ideas. I was in the shower, because when I get in the shower, I don't actually come to many realizations in the shower, surprisingly. I come to a lot of my realizations when I'm like doing my skincare and stuff, and I'm just talking to myself in the mirror. That's how I come to my realizations. Yeah. Um, I guess changing. I guess change is more or less the overarching theme. I just want to talk, to be honest. I don't even know why I introduced that topic. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll like bounce from topic to topic. Who fucking knows? Let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. I think meeting people in general is so kind of daunting in a task. It's such a daunting task because it's easy for, and I struggled with this for a really long time. Sorry, I'm messing with my hair. I struggled with this for a really long time because I was so used to everyone kind of coming up to me, and I never had to engage in meeting people. Like I never had to put myself out there, to be honest. People would naturally just kind of drift to me, and that's not to be like, oh, I just have this magnetizing personality. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I never had to really work for relationships, and I think that's the case for a lot of people now, like teens, adolescents in college, right? They never had to really work at friendships per se, and everyone's different, right? But I feel like just overall, people don't really have to work for relationships because it's forced proximity. You're gonna see these people every other day, so it's like, whatever. I don't actually need to keep up with this person, right? And then college, that's why one of the things I think is really good about college, and bad also, because it kind of also puts you in that, not necessarily forced proximity, but it's more or less the accessibility. Oh, I can go see my best friend. He lives down 2 floors away from me. I can just go see him if I want. And I find it, and as a commuter, I commute to college, right? And as a commuter, I kind of realized that I have to work a lot for my friendships. And whether that's rewarding or not, it's still very exhausting, I guess, when people don't necessarily take into account your time, I guess, or not even necessarily your time, because I don't live on campus, right? So my friends that maybe do live on campus, I don't want to be that person that's always asking to be invited over. And I know I asked my brother about this, and he told me, I don't know if this is like alpha male speaking, because I'm not a professional. Don't let this fool you. I'm supposed to be Maka, but don't let this fool you. I don't know like shit about psychology. I just kind of like live life and then talk about my life experiences in a way that can be perceived to others and be conducive to that. I don't know if that made sense. What? Oh yeah. But my brother told me that it's not necessarily a bad thing to not always be invited to things, because it gives you a sort of agency over your life. And I talked to my mom about this too, and I told her, Brandon, that's my brother, so I kind of put that out there. But yeah, my brother told me that that's kind of what girls do, and I didn't want to agree or disagree, because I'm like, I think it's nice to be invited in general, but I guess guys are very much like not so concerned with feeling like they have to be invited to stuff. I guess they just kind of like be like, oh, I'm going to this place, do you want to tag along, that kind of thing. And that's good, right? I'm just kind of having a hard time doing both, I guess. I guess in the sense that he means like, guess whose phone just died in the middle of that. So, back to where we were. Um I mean, like, I guess in the sense that I should make my own kind of, I should make my own plans and then include people in them if if they so choose. You know, if like, hey, I'm gonna go do this thing. Do you want to tag along? You know, like I'm gonna still do this thing with or without you. You know, and that's a lot easier said than done. It's a lot easier said than done, to be completely honest. Um, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, um, just being okay, standing on your own 2 feet. You know, because at the end of the day, you have to be happy with yourself, right? And then being building on that, being okay with who you are will naturally draw people in who like you for you. You know, a lot of those we really want to cling to these friendships that we think have served us in the past so they can serve us in the future, and that's not always true. We can always, and that's not to say to just to not try and foster your friendships, right? But it's okay for people to be in different areas in your life. You know, maybe you don't need to be friends with this one person right now. Like, perfect example, I talked to one of my old friends in like a really long time. We haven't talked in a while because, just we kind of grew apart, and it wasn't anything malicious like we hated each other. It was naturally one of those things where we kind of were just in different points in our life, and we just kind of drifted apart, and that's okay. It's okay to have those moments where maybe this person that has served you and didn't do anything wrong, and you just naturally feel this rift opening, and that is perfectly normal. You don't have to try and cling to this thing that's not serving you, or it's not, doesn't feel right. I've been huge on like gut feelings lately. If something doesn't feel right in my gut, it's obviously my brain telling me that this doesn't feel right. Something's obviously wrong. And of course, that can open up a plethora of options, talking to the person, cutting the person off, taking some distance. It can come through whatever mode that you need it to. I just think if your gut is telling you, hey, something's off, I'm not really feeling it the way that I used to, listen to that feeling, because your gut will very seldom lead you astray. I know, like, when you're like, to be honest, and it's silly, but when I used to take tests, right, the teacher told me just to go with your gut, right? Just always go with your gut, even if it's like a shot in the dark. Just go with your gut. And I never really did good when I did that. I never really did good with going with my gut. So I naturally kind of repressed that gut instinct, intuition. And I have really good intuition about stuff. I just really choose to ignore it at times because I feel like, it's just a feeling. It doesn't mean anything. But feelings mean a lot. We're so in society, like when we're growing up, and I see it in people my age. They're like, feelings don't matter. Feelings, like, you need to reevaluate what that is, because feelings matter a lot. Do they mean everything? No. Do they matter? Yes. I guess that's kind of how I'm gonna segue into it. Hey, okay. Look at me. Look at me. I'm kind of, it all kind of comes together full circle. Yeah, when it comes to meeting people like that, right? It's okay to let your authentic self kind of shine outward. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be uncomfortable. Like, who wants in your mind, right? Who wants to be friends with this person who, like, reads fan fictions or something. Who wants to be friends? And trust me, there are people out there that are going to be your friend because of that. It's like, oh, you read this too? Like, I love this. And isn't that so much more fulfilling than hiding from your friends? Being like, oh dang, I hate this thing on TikTok. Like, I can't like gang. No, I fuck with this. Is that even gang at that? Like, is that even gang at that point? Isn't gang? Hold on, let me look up the definition of gang real quick. Gang. I'm pretty sure it's something. Oh. Okay. Okay. An association of three or more individuals whose members collectively identify themselves by adopting a group identity, right? So in my mind, we're not going by the organized criminals thing. I mean, like, in like the urban dictionary kind of sense, in the more colloquial sense, that it's just sorry, that it's just liked interests in a group, just a culmination of liked interests, more like. I don't know what that would actually be, but that's essentially kind of a gang, right? You all have this similar interests, you have a group identity. And if your group doesn't, and that's not to say that everyone that you associate with has to have your exact dreams, this, that, and the other, right? Because it's always good to have a pool of people who like different sorts of things. Like, I think it's cool, in my mind. Like, I love meeting people because I'm a digital media major, so it's really cool meeting people that are engineers, people who are biochemists. It's really cool meeting those kinds of people because it's so refreshing, right? When we meet somebody who maybe doesn't have our exact strength, because that proves our individuality. It's not everyone is good at this one thing. Like, in my mind, it gives you the option to be extraordinary in something else. This person is so good at this one thing. That's not saying that you shouldn't try, but this person is so good at math, right? And I'm really good at reading, and it's really cool. Kind of, I don't know if this is a science thing, but I was talking to a friend about it, and he was saying, like, yeah, if you're good at math or something, it's something with science. It's like you're good at problem solving, and if you're really good at math, like history and English, you have critical thinking, right? Not always the case for everybody, but it more or less, spectrums. That's a whole thing. But yeah, it's so cool that everyone has individual strengths. And so that will never discard the intentions and the dreams of another person, I feel, because there will always be something for other people. There won't be this, and I feel like this sort of line of thinking is dying with, majors like computer science and stuff like that. But that's another topic for another day. I do ultimately feel like putting yourself out there it's really daunting. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, just go out and do it. And I've been getting those TikToks lately, right? It was talking about people with chronic illness or terminal illness, and they're saying people would kill to have the time that we have. So yeah, someone our age is in a hospital bed, hoping that praying that they had more time. So we kind of owe it to ourselves to, saying, do it scared, do it frightened, do it angry, do it sad, do it, So that very much is how that goes for people, you may the best way I think about it too, when I'm having a shitty ass day, I don't want to talk to anybody. But then I head to class anyway, because you know what? I paid for this, whatever. I'm just going to go. I end up having a pretty good time. It's not that... So often I think it's that we just think like, oh, like, just I'm in my own head. I don't want to do anything, right? And that's okay. It's perfectly human and normal to have those moments where you just want to be alone, right? But I often feel like sometimes maybe all we really do need is just to see that It's okay just to like let a load off a little bit, you know? Like like life is going to always be full of stress, you know? There's no getting away from that. But it's sort of those moments where you can kind of just look at somebody else and just be like, dang, you know, it's not that bad. And that it goes more in depth from there. But I think that's another video for another day because I kind of have an idea for that. But yeah, putting yourself out there is super hard. And so often I think that we fear rejection. We all right now I think are struggling with the fear of rejection. You know, we put our authentic selves out there just to get rejected, and it's like I went through all this, and we think that if we put all this effort into these relationships, all these efforts into getting someone to like us, we think it's a wasted effort, and it's not, you know. And it really all does go back in line with it's just their loss. Even if the person isn't trying to be inherently malicious with their, you know, hey, I could be like, I don't want to be friends with you. That doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't make you any less of a person, right? It just means that our interests aren't very aligned, right? And I think we've gotten into this mode of thinking where we think everything is like an attack on us. This person leaves my life. You hate me. No, maybe I'm just taking a different path of life right now. And we can always come together and, you know, at different times and kind of see where we've grown and meet each other halfway, you know? So when it comes to meeting people really cool and meeting weird people, it when you just let your authentic self shine through, when you just put yourself out there, you know, it's not even just like it doesn't even have to be one day, it won't even be a conscious thing that you have to do. One day you will walk into a room and people will pick up on your energy. You know, it's just a part of growing up. It's not anything you have to have figured out right now. It's not something that you're behind in. It's just kind of one of those things where that's the fun in it. That's the fun figuring out how you walk, how you talk, how you dress, how you present yourself. It's all a journey, and it makes it all the more fun when you're coming to these new realizations that, hey, you know, I like this. I don't really care what anybody thinks about it, but I like it for me. Someone will see that and be like, dang, you know, like those movies where someone is wearing something outlandish, right? And everyone thinks like, oh my god, the cool kids are gonna make fun of her, and then the cool kids see it and they're like, oh my god, look what she has on. Like that is Sarah Kant. That is Sarah Kant. And it's like, yeah, because they're just doing them, and it really does shine through. We think that it's just like if we are confident, it's just like this, and it is a facade. Confidence is dead ass not even a thing. Like, you know, you can have charisma, right? You can have all these things, but confidence, at the end of the day, you're not, I don't think anyone is necessarily born. I think we're all, let me not say that. I think we're all born with confidence, but I think, you know, as we grow up, we're taught shame and stuff, and those parts of us die. But it's up to like our adolescent selves to kind of be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna uproot those things, and you know that's aligned with like a lot of trauma and stuff. But I think at a certain time, people really stop caring what people think, and it's just like I can exist whatever way I want, you know, as long as it's not hurting anybody, right? Um, yeah, I think when we drop our guards, and like I was saying, senior year, it's really easy to just drop your guard because you're not gonna see these people ever again, right? So it's easy just to drop your guard and talk to that person that you may not have talked to, you know? All these things, it's a journey to find yourself and to find wherever and it's not, I learned this, it's not a matter of finding where you fit in, it's a matter of the space that you create. You know, you don't have to conform to anything. You don't have to submit to any way of thinking. You can just exist and create a space for yourself that you know you can thrive in. Not necessarily this aesthetic that you have to follow, not necessarily these people that you have to run with, you know. You can create whatever space you want to be in, you know? Whatever space. So, I guess that's kind of where I wanted to leave it. Um, yeah. I was kind of bummed out this year because um, I didn't have any parties to go to, and the one party I was gonna go to, somebody flaked on me, and then it was at a shitty address, and then it was just not. It was not. Nah, I wasn't feeling that. Um, but yeah, that, and it's very annoying because I've never really had friends to kind of do Halloween stuff with, and I kind of thought that all changed with college. And it's more or less still the same problem, and I just don't know how that makes me feel. I I have decided to just kind of take this Halloween for myself. You know, instead of maybe focusing in on what I don't have. And I get it. Right now it's really tough for me. It's a really tough time for me, and you know, a lot of personal stuff that I won't share as of yet. But, you know, as things kind of fall into place, I guess, uh, I will probably talk about it on here, but just as for now, probably not. Um, and I just want everyone to kind of know that it's really okay to feel everything that you're feeling. It is so okay to have those moments where you can break down and talk to somebody. And, you know, I have an Instagram that's always open if you want to talk. Um, I know I'm not a psychologist. I know I'm not all these things, right? But I think what we really need most of all is, you know, people just to sit and listen to us, you know? And, you know, there can, you know, if you want advice, you know, that's good too, but I think sometimes we just need an ear to just like pour everything out into. It's so okay to feel worthless, tired. It's okay to feel all those things, okay? It is so okay. But I'm really proud of everyone here for kind of just thugging it out anyway. You know, it takes so much grit that we get. We don't even credit ourselves for how much we endure. You know, some have to take on more than others, and you know that's just terrible. But in a way, you wouldn't be given it if you couldn't handle it, right? So if you feel like your weight is too high or too much, just know that you're carrying it for a reason. Whatever the reason may be, you can't see it just yet. But none of this that you are enduring right now, unless it's like terminal illness, which, you know, I don't think anyone deserves. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why that's so and I don't like hearing people say that necessarily everything has a purpose, because I feel like it's okay for things to not necessarily have a purpose. Like something bad can happen just because bad shit happens, you know? And we don't have to attach meaning to everything. But it makes it easier to. I think it's a kind of a coping mechanism where it's just like I have to find the good in this, and it's not, and that's good and bad. You know, I'm not saying, and I know I'm kind of contradicting myself, but a lot of things happen for the betterment of you. A lot of things happen, and so and some stuff happens. It feels like just to happen. You know, just like that didn't really build me up. That didn't really do anything for me. But yeah, that's just I don't know. I'm sorry. yeah, kind of just wrapping up. I know I already said that, but I just kind of took this Halloween to more or less just be with myself, you know. For very long, I felt like I needed to belong somewhere. I needed to be accepted into a space, you know. Instead of just kind of being okay with me, just being okay in my solitude. And that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing that probably is like attached to my childhood trauma. And it's like, yeah, yeah, I don't know. Just continue to be kind to yourself through this rough period of your life, which we will all have, you know. And if your life is going good, I'm so happy for you, you know. I hope that lasts for such a long time. But yeah, uh, just keep being kind to yourself. Keep going. I know it seems like a lot right now, but we're all gonna get through it. And I'm so proud of you for persevering, and I'm so proud of you for breaking down. You need to. So don't think it's just like always pushing forward. It's always just I gotta thug it out. No, it's okay. It's okay to be pitiful. It's okay to be pathetic. It's okay. It's okay. Give yourself those moments of patheticness. It can be by yourself. It doesn't have to be around anybody, but give yourself those moments of being pathetic, you know. So then you can really just see how powerful you really are, you know. Yeah, that's the video. That's the video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I found myself to enjoy this a lot more than I thought I would. Not to say that it was a bad topic, but you know, and I bounced around. So that just to be honest, whatever I post, never take it for what it's gonna be. Just it's gonna be it's gonna be a toss up. So just stick around for the ride. That's that's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. Happy Halloween. Stay safe. Yeah. Yeah. Be careful. I know there's a lot of craziness out there. Yeah. Love you. Bye.